This is insane. Bro, it is still going. This is still going. Bro, when is it gonna stop? Lock him up. Get him out of here.
He tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And I screamed.
The last 3 years of my life. Emiru exposes Mizkif. Y'all see the title. I just got one thing to say. Mizkif, you're a deplorable, horrible human being. Let's get into it.
Today, I'm finally going to be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing. For the entirety of this year, I have attempted to separate myself from him.
One thing I've never understood, though, is when all these things are happening, social media will have it looking like women will just call the police for like any and everything. But when a woman truly loves the person that they were with, even if they were doing all this stuff, it's very hard for them to call the police on them. So I never understood why they don't, though, even if they love them. But why let it slide for so long, you know? Like, you at some point, I know you love the man, but you have to put yourself first. And I know that's very hard for a woman who has a good heart and doesn't want to see the person that they used to love go to jail or go to prison over these very serious stuff, you know, these serious allegations. And if she has proof, you're done, buddy. You're cooked.
And not talk about him at all, and not talk about this issue, and just not make it a public thing. I always tried my best to keep this to myself. But like I said, I feel like it's gone to the point, which I'll explain later, that I feel like it just has to be done. And I have always believed in not condemning people or starting drama online. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be asking, why am I doing this and why now? And I would like to explain that before I get started so that people understand
context,
what prompted me to do this today, and that it's not just on a whim or something like that.
Or for views.
Okay, so like I said, I took a lot of notes, so forgive me if I'm just...
She got a binder full. No, she's serious.
If I just end up reading off my notes. The first and probably most severe reason is that one of the rules that I set for myself a long time ago about withholding this information was that if I ever felt like somebody else was in danger of being hurt, I would then make myself speak about it. And 2 weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago now, I was informed by 3 separate people, one of whom was present for said incident, that he had done something similar to something that he had done to me. And
that means he hit someone. That means he was putting hands on her. So he did that so he's a serial woman beater. Piece of shit.
To someone in LA at the end of September. And this person is not a streamer or content creator, but obviously that does not matter.
Yeah.
And because of this, I cannot in good conscience sit here knowing that I know critical information about someone that almost no one else does and not say anything. I think that most issues and dramas should stay private and off the internet.
Absolutely.
And I still hold that belief to this day, and I will hold that belief going forward. However, there are certain things that cross the line, and I say that the line has been crossed too many times to be count. There's a point where I believe that people deserve to know. I think that at a certain point, if you know a lot of things about someone and you don't say anything to look out for others, it's wrong. It's wrong to keep it to yourself. I don't want what happened to me or what has happened to other people because of him to happen to other people. And I don't believe he will ever stop behaving the way he does. But regardless, yeah, like I said, one of the main reasons I decided to do this stream is to come out about all of this because I can't hold on to it any longer because it feels wrong to do so. And an honorable mention reason for why I'm doing this is that for a while, he has been indirectly threatening me through my friends and people that I work with.
He's a loser. They probably haven't been together for years. Leave her alone.
They've informed me that he said that if I ever talked about anything he did, he would try to create a smear campaign against me in retaliation. I was told that he even approached other streamers who were close with us back when we lived together, asking them if they would join with him, and they all refused.
Wow.
At TwitchCon, he approached one of my employees, threatening them and saying if I ever talked about him, he would destroy me. Multiple people have told me that his plan was to claim that I kill animals and that I killed my own rabbits, since I had several of my rabbits pass away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's the one that destroyed the rabbits, that killed the rabbits. I wouldn't be surprised, bro. Someone and as unhinged as this man right here, I knew he was a weirdo, bro. He looks like a weirdo, bro. This is crazy. And this is someone you supposedly love. This is how you're treating them.
I'm sure he's probably listening now, and it's probably going to come as quite a shock to him that this information made its way back to me and that I've known for months. But if you try to threaten me to stay quiet, especially using my poor dead animals, I'm not going to stay quiet. Okay.
Wow. Take your time. Take your time.
So now that I've explained all the reasons why this took so long and why I made the decision to do this stream, I have a few more things I would like to get out of the way before I start talking about all of this. The way that I'm going to do this today is I'm going to run through everything from the beginning to the end to try to get across the story as accurately and fully as I can. And, hold on.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time, Queen. Take your time, Queen.
Hold on.
Her wallpaper is fire.
We're going to be showing a few screenshots validating what I'm...
Nah, she came with the receipts, though. Mizkif, you are done. You're done. You're done. For as much flack as the W and L community gets, bro, the poggers got way more weirder. They got way weirder people. They got way weirder people. There's always drama going on that side, like serious stuff like this going on. It's weird.
I have more things, but this is what I felt comfortable using today. And I will be running through those later. Another thing that I'd like to mention before I start is that during my statement, I'm going to be mentioning directly the names of about half a dozen other creators who were present for certain things. And I want to say that none of these people did anything wrong. I'm just saying that they were there, and I've asked all of them permission. They all said that it was fine to include their names, but I know this won't stop everyone, but I asked people, for the streamers that I mentioned, please don't go bothering them or asking them for more information. If there's something else that they want to say, they'll say it themselves, so there's no point to go pester them and bother them about it. There are also streamers who gave me permission to share things that they relayed to me privately, but asked me to redact their names, which I, of course, did.
Real.
And the last thing that I want to make clear is that not every person that I interact with or that I'm friends with knew the extent of all of these things. And in fact, most of them didn't. And some of them didn't even know anything at all. I tried to keep things private with my close friends, but if anyone during the past year ever approached me asking questions, I didn't lie and I told them the truth. But yeah, I don't want there to be some kind of witch hunt like, oh, you knew and this, no, a lot of people, didn't know everything. Or
because that's very embarrassing. I'm trying to tell you, bro, the women are, man, you really think that she wants to do this? She's probably embarrassing herself so much to the point and rehashing things that she's gone through in the past that she's like, bro, this is very traumatic for me. You know what I'm saying? He probably could have strangled her, bro. He probably could have smacked her upside that, and he's stronger than her. Wow, man,
didn't know
what
anything.
A loser.
Okay, I think that's all that I have to get out of the way to start.
Take your time. Take your time.
So, this is public information. I initially moved in. Sorry. I'm still sick, like I said.
Damn, she's gone through a lot. Some dude tried to kiss her randomly. Now she's doing this statement, bro. Twitch failing her. She's low key. This is a bad month for her. A terrible month. Probably one of the worst in her life.
Okay. This is all public, obviously, this part. I moved in with him, I believe it was the end of 2021, because he offered. I was living alone at the time, and I was having stalker issues in Kansas, and I mean, you guys know, like, all the stuff that happened there. I ended up joining the org and everything.
Wow.
We did a lot of streams together. And, I mean, a lot of people already know this, but I'm just gonna come out and say it. We started dating. We were in a relationship starting January 2022, after I joined OTK. I'm not planning to go into too much detail about the start of the relationship because it honestly doesn't really matter at this point. It's irrelevant now. The only things that really matter that you guys need to know for the story are that it was, one, an extremely private relationship. It was even hidden from friends and people in the org, but I mean, obviously people all eventually figured it out. They're not fucking stupid. And second, it was an extremely codependent relationship, which it's not the issue, but that's just, you know, making that clear for details. He initially portrayed himself to me as someone who was very nice to girls and wanted to help me feel safe from stalkers and wanted me to succeed as a teammate. And we grew very close over time, and I was very dependent on him for feelings of safety, social life, like my stream, my job, everything. So yeah, besides it being a very codependent relationship, the start of it was fine. I saw a lot of people mentioning this. They thought this was what I was going to talk about. It's not a secret. I think everyone who paid attention knew that he was very controlling over what I wore, to a degree, who I was friends with, and even...
So he was mad insecure. He's mad. When people are like super controlling, they think that that person that they're with, like, they can lose them and someone else can take them. So they feel like they have to control who they are, how they dress, how they portray themselves, probably every single social media post, you know what I'm saying? How your Twitch streams are going, I need to control all that. I wouldn't be surprised if he was asking for like a revenue split, you know what I'm saying? Hey, give me some of that money. Give me some of that money. You live here, yada, yada, yada.
And when I would stream. So, when... It was definitely slow over time that bad things started happening. At the start, it would be things like, for example, he would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me, despite me telling him like I didn't like it and it scared me and I bruised very easily. He would throw his phone at me. I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye, but he always, you know, was like, oh, it's an accident. And I was like, oh yeah, it's an accident. Like, you know, of course I'm not gonna think that, you know, he's... Yeah, I just...
See, it's a very hard thing. When you're in love with someone, it is a very hard thing. Very obvious flags, very obvious signs where this person is doing this on purpose. Because if it keeps happening, one time it's an accident. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, like how she's saying, bro, it's a pattern. You're throwing shit at me, and he's probably mad and frustrated, and he's taking his anger out on the woman. Bro, you are despicable. You are horrible.
At the time, I just kind of was, you know, I just brushed it off. And looking back now, I feel like that was kind of the start of him testing my boundaries, if that makes sense. So that was already kind of starting to show signs within the first 6 months of me and him being close. And then, again, a very public situation. The end of 2022, cover-up allegations happened. I mean, yeah, like I said, all that's public. You can
Why would
find
you
all
stay
that,
with someone like
see
that,
like
though?
what I said during that, everything. After that happened, his behavior started getting a lot worse.
She stayed with him? That is a crazy cover-up, and you stayed with him. So I gotta imagine, like, well, from a woman's perspective, is it, oh, he's changed, he's not the same anymore? I don't actually believe that woman, even though there's proof of the cover-up. It's very hard,
Which, I mean, I suppose it makes sense. You know, he was very stressed. A lot of stuff was happening, but the bad behavior was ramping up, and I feel like it's so apparent if, like, you know, you go back and watch anything from that time. I tried so hard to help him and be there for him because I really believed in him, and I wanted him to, you know, get better and get back on his feet and be the person that, you know, I always believed that he was.
That's a real girlfriend right there. That's a real good person to be with.
But that, unfortunately, did not really happen. For a long time, I think about a year and a half from when that all happened, it was kind of like
she was still with him?
Slow things getting worse, but I mean, honestly, I'm not even gonna bother going into the details of all of that because there's just too much to cover, and it's honestly kind of not really relevant to the rest of what I'm saying because the rest of what I want to say is a lot worse. There was a point where things really took a turn for the worst. Like, it felt like, you know, like a very delicate branch just kind of snapped.
Not it. She's cooked, bro. Oh my God, bro. He's done for.
And again, a lot of people are like vaguely aware of this, but I'll explain it for people who aren't, you know, chronically tapped into all that stuff.
Please do.
So for a long time after the like cover-up allegations happened and he was like starting to kind of struggle on his stream, he never wanted to stream at the same time as me. Like, we really avoided it. And to me at the time it made sense because, you know, I was like, well, of course, like, you know, we share a lot of community members. If we're live at separate times, we're both gonna perform better. You know, it makes sense. But yeah, we were never really live doing the same thing at the same time for a long time, with the exception of like things like events or sponsors or like, you know, just special things for a very long time. And a lot of you guys probably noticed that I would only usually stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. That was because of him. And now I stream whenever I want, but
so he's messing with your money. He's telling you can only stream 3 days. He's probably streaming 4 days, trying to make more money than you. He's insecure because he thinks that if we stream at the same time, you're gonna put all the viewers for me, right? Damn.
The first time that we ever streamed at the same time,
he probably had no
was
viewers.
For the 2024 Rust Kingdoms event on Twitch. We were sharing drops, so it was the first time in a very long time that we were both going to be live at the same time doing the same thing, basically. I know you're probably like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? But
he probably got mad.
It'll make sense in a bit.
He probably had no viewership. His shit dropped. He's seeing her shit go up, and he's already treating her bad. So now after stream, he's probably gonna go crazy on her. Let's watch. That's my prediction.
So I'm live. He's live. We're both streaming, and like I said, you can go find all of this. This is public. There are clips of this. We're both streaming the Rust event, and I thought it was going really well. I thought everyone was having fun. I was like, oh, this is great. Everyone's, you know, doing the same thing at the same time. We're all hanging out. You know, we're gonna have fun. Like, I was really, really excited. And then I start seeing in my chat, people start saying, unofficial Ms. raid, and I'm like, what does that mean? And then I check my Discord messages, and he's messaging me. He's saying, like, Emmy, you know, I'm gonna kill myself. I waited, or I'm gonna KMS. I waited so long for this, etc. Basically, he was upset because I had higher viewership than him. That's
What? He said he was gonna KMS himself because someone had his girlfriend, who is your partner. If she's winning, you're winning, right? You're gonna self-delete yourself because your partner is doing better than you. What a loser! You're not in competition with your partner. So what if she's making more money than you right now? Who cares? You guys are both millionaires. You already got, oh my God, bro. The ego will be the downfall of anybody, man.
literally it. I had higher viewership than him. And like I said, this is during an event. So there were drops. Like everyone knows when there's drops, like it's not even fucking real. But yeah, he starts messaging me. He's really upset. I tried to tell him, I was like, bro, you should come back and play. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's like wondering where you are. But yeah, he ended his stream. And then I'm still live, you know, trying to act like nothing's wrong. And in that house, I had a glass door so I could like see this was happening. He was walking behind me, making sure that I knew he was there. And by the way, so there were many ways out of that house if he wanted to leave the house that were closer to his stream room. He intentionally chose the door that was right by my room. I feel like that's pretty apparent, at least to me.
Yeah.
He starts walking behind my stream and slamming the door so loud that my noise gate can pick it up. So even people on my stream are able to hear this is happening. And he slams it so hard and so many times that the front door literally broke. The lock did not work anymore. It didn't work for months, and it would just make this horrible sound that I would have to hear like every fucking day. But anyway, so I hear him back there doing this, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I tell my stream, I'm like, hey, guys, I'll be right back. I get up and I go talk to him, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, Emmy, like, I hate all of you guys. Like, all you guys do is just take from me, and like, I'm just done. Like, I'm just done. And I was like, is this like really happening because of rush drops? And he was like, I don't know what else to do. He was like going off on me, like basically saying that he hated me. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do now. And he was like, go finish your stream so that people don't know anything's wrong. And
Yet the whole time she's on stream and she's miserable inside. She doesn't want to talk to her chat. She doesn't want to hang out with them. She wants to fix her relationship. That she knows as soon as she hits end stream, bro is gonna be crazy. You know that he was arguing, yelling at her, going absolutely bonkers on her. For what? Man, this is stupid, man. I hate guys
I
who take
stop in the
advantage of women.
bathroom outside my stream room, and I'm like, you know, checking my makeup, trying to make sure people can't tell that I was like crying. And I'm only in there for like 30 seconds, and he comes and like looms in the doorway. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just checking my makeup. So I go back and I stream for a couple hours to finish the stream. Do my best to just like, you know, carry on the show basically. And yeah, after that, like I said, was when things started to get really fucking bad. It was like something just snapped. For the rest of the week, he streamed the Rust event. He got all the drop viewers. I'm sure he was very happy. I mean, good for him. And during that time, I obviously was like thinking and processing a lot of what happened. But I mean, it was a lot because this person was at the time like kind of it was like my partner and my best friend and like the only person that like I really talked to ever. or like at least off stream. So I mean, it was a lot. But the very next stream, I went live about a week after that, and I announced that I was planning to move because I knew that I would have to move. So I was like, okay, I have to go live and say this so that, kind of force myself to commit to it. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course it makes sense. Of course it makes sense. I hate how all these despicable guys are able to get all these very intelligent, very beautiful women, very kind-hearted women. It baffles my mind the fact that they'll literally stay with a man who's treating them horribly. I don't get it, man. In the name of
Obviously,
love, man, it's a crazy emotion.
Didn't move out right away, but after like all of that Rust stuff happened was when the other domestic abuse stuff really started. He would destroy furniture in front of me. He would throw things in front of me and near me.
He's a toddler?
Destroy walls. Again, you can go see this in some of his VODs in his bedroom. The holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him.
Scared?
And he would be banging on the door and screaming at me. And at the time, he also would more often do things like going, like if we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour. And like one time he even said like, well, now we're both gonna die, like threatening to kill both of us. And this wasn't like even necessarily because of me or like because of something I did a lot of the time. Like one of the times that it happened, it was because we were just getting food and he was on his phone and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well,
it is what it is. The next time you invite you. So you're going to get mad at your girlfriend about it? You're going to take your anger out on her? Damn, she's like a punching bag to him.
Yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it. Then at home, other things would happen. Like I'd be trying to sleep and he would scream at me and say that it was all my fault that he felt insecure.
While she's sleeping? Baby girl, please get the lawyers, call the cops, get this man behind bars, get him out of here, clean him up, pack him up. His career should have been over after the last allegations. Get this man off these fucking streams, permaban him, Twitch, do your fucking job, permaban him, and then, bro, I don't ever want to hear about Mizkif ever again.
There was a time that
I hate this guy.
I walked into a room that he was in, and as soon as he saw me there, he threw his phone at the dresser and started yelling because I had posted a YouTube video within the same couple of days as him, and mine was doing better.
Oh, he's a loser.
So basically, I felt like I was kind of stuck in a loop where I felt like I had to constantly perform and like prove my value to not be thrown away. But at the same time, if I ever performed too well, I was going to be punished for it. And it just felt like a very rough situation to be stuck in because, I mean, streaming is my hobby and my job. Like, it's a huge part of my life, even before, I met him and became like a larger creator. And I remember thinking all the time how...
this actually happens to a lot of women, right? Like, this happens to a lot of women. A lot of guys do this to a lot of women.
It felt like...
They're insecure if their woman is performing. But I'm thinking, if my woman is performing better than me, one, I got to do better. But two, this is better for the overall picture. This is better for our family. If you're succeeding, and then it's going to push me to go harder, so I'm going to succeed even more. In the end, we're just succeeding. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a competition, which is... Most people are in competition with each other within their relationship, which is crazy to me.
He hated me but he still wanted me around for his channel and like his thumbnails and everything.
Wow. And he probably said that to her,
this is
too.
still before I moved out. There was a time where it was the tension in the house was so unbearable that I would sneak out and I would sneak into Esfan's house using my code. And Esfan didn't know why I was doing this. He saw me a couple times. I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna go take a nap in your guest room. He'd be like, yeah, that's fine. I would sneak into Esfan's house just to have some time of like peace and quiet. But eventually, he figured out where I was going, and he would go over to Esfan's house to keep telling me off.
So what? Okay. Question. I don't know who Esfand is, but what was Esfand doing? Was he being a good friend and saying that, yo, I don't know what you got going on between you guys' relationship. I'm not here for that. But as long as in my house, bro, you're not about to be yelling at her like this. You're not going to be telling her off in front of me in my house. Respect me. Yeah, hopefully he did that.
And there was a time that he did it, and I was laying in the guest room bed, and one of the roommates in that house had come to see like why I was crying, and they were standing in the corner, and he came in, and he was very physically aggressive. He was like, Emmy, like, what are you doing? Like, angry. And then as soon as he turned and saw this other person standing there,
his whole demeanor changed like a bitch. Watch. His whole demeanor changed like a bitch. Watch.
He instantly like deflated and changed his tone. He was like, oh, Emmy, I was wondering where you were. Like, are you coming home? And that roommate like later asked me about it, and they were like, what the fuck was that? Like, are you okay? And I was just like, oh, it's nothing, because I felt like a lot of the reason that I didn't tell the people around me was because I felt like
she's protecting his image. She doesn't want to ruin, even because she loves him, she doesn't want to ruin his image amongst his peers.
No one would understand, or even if they understood, it would just be a burden to them, because all of our streams and social circles and communities are so intertwined. I was like, maybe it's just better for me to deal with this and like hope things get better, basically. Wow. I honestly don't even remember what the final straw was that I finally was like, okay, it's time to go. Like, I prepared the house that I lived in before this one, like, pretty much immediately after the, like, breaking the front door thing happened, but I was still, like, scared and unsure. So I don't remember what the final straw was, but I remember the day I took Cheddar to the house.
Who's Cheddar? Their dog?
Because he just randomly started, like, screaming at Cheddar. He was like, get that fucking cat out of my house. So I just grabbed Cheddar and put him in my car and grabbed his litter box and took him there. And I just left him there and never took him back to that house. And then I think, like, within several days after that was when I finally moved out. It was on very short notice. Like I said, I don't even remember what the final straw was because so many things happened, but there was a time when I just knew. I called some movers. I said, hey, can you come tomorrow? And they were like, yeah, and then I literally moved the next day. Moving out into the last house that I lived in was a huge step mentally because, like I said, a big part of why I moved into the first house in Texas in the first place was because I felt like it was the safest option for me because, you know, I am a girl where it's like kind of scary for me to be living alone. So it was very hard, and at the time, even though like all these other things had already happened, I was very hopeful that me and him could be cordial and like eventually like things would be fine, at least publicly, like for stream reasons, that, you know, everyone could just keep streaming like nothing had happened, and, you know.
Whoa. So she was planning on streaming with the guy even after all of this? Wow, man, streaming is a tough. You gotta be a fake version of yourself to stream. You know what I'm saying? To keep up this image with everyone. I try to stream. That's not me, gang. That's not me.
I at the time I thought that would be the best thing to do, and
She's a
I
real
felt
one
like
for not calling the cops not one time
if
yet.
I,
She's a real one.
separated myself from him without
like her.
explaining anything, people that watched us wouldn't understand and would attack me. I was yeah, I mean, it ended up happening anyway. So, but yeah. After I moved out, we, like I said, still kept in contact. I had hope that somehow things would get better. He would always beg for me to come back, and he would promise therapy and change and, like, even talk to other people and, like, kind of present, like, oh, I want to change. I want to be better for Emmy or whatever, you know?
First of all, you shouldn't be better for Emmy. You should be better for yourself. Gang, you lost her, and she sounds like she's a great woman, right? So one, you lost her. Two, you want to be a better version for yourself, for your next partner. So you're not bringing your baggage from the last person. Seems like you didn't do none of that. You didn't go to therapy. Your mental headspace was fucked, and you probably brought that into your next relationship, which she said earlier that it also happened to someone else after her.
Oh. There was a short period in October where we had broken up because, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter now. And when that happened, I honestly felt relieved because I was like, okay, finally, it's like on his terms. So that means he'll be satisfied and he'll be able to say it was his choice, and he'll leave me alone. Because whenever I would try to push for it, it just felt like I couldn't, like, really sever it, if that makes sense.
Guess what? He started stalking you. You know what I'm saying? He was probably in a window like, where, Emmy. Am I doing the most? My bad.
But I mean, obviously, hence me doing the stream, that was not the end of it.
My fault, y'all.
A week after this breakup, he asked to come over to my house and talk for closure. He came to my house, and I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high, because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to start to try to distance myself from him. He So yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch.
See, look, I know that move. I've never done all this, but I've definitely, he was trying to get it in. I know these moves.
And holding me really close to him.
Trying to get it in.
When this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. But I let him hold me while I was crying. And he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And I screamed. Yeah. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, like. And
bro, it keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
Instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go. And he immediately left my house while I was
Didn't even apologize?
Still crying. Without checking if I was okay or anything. And at the time, I was still making excuses for him, and I was still afraid of causing trouble for other streamers around us, or like, making things weird for viewers. I know that probably sounds crazy, but like I just felt this pressure, like I had to try to keep things together, if that makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I felt like I'd cause trouble for so many other people if I ever said anything bad about him, or if I caused rifts in our friend group or streamer group.
I just now noticed that I've been reacting to this shit for 43 minutes, and about 38 minutes of this reaction is her reading off this piece of paper. We still have 40 minutes left. 40 minutes more of reading off of this paper. You got to think of all the bad shit that you have done. Wow.
I tried to stay on good terms with him and hold everything in, and also
I
still cared about him a lot, and I still at that point had hope that things would get better and that, you know, he would improve. And he'd also always hammer into me how he never physically abused me because he never hit me, and he would coach me and tell me to tell people or other streamers who were asking about it because they were concerned. He would say, tell them that I never hit you. Make sure that they know that I never hit you.
Isn't that coercion? Blackmail? Bro, he's done a lot.
Around the same time, this was during OnlyFans 2, so I guess like December-ish. He would often message me in the middle of my streams and berate me for things like playing the same class as him in WoW because he thought it would make people think that I was better than him.
What a loser, bro.
And again, like I said earlier, I felt like I was stuck in a constant loop where I had to perform well to not be thrown away, but if I performed too well, I was going to be punished. And I actually wanted to show some of those messages because obviously a lot of these things I'm not gonna fully read these out because I honestly just don't want to read them out, but I feel like I want to show them to like kind of show what I'm saying.
Okay. 1. Two.
And I am planning to probably post the VOD of this somewhere, so if, you know, you want to read the
Emmy is better. Emmy this. I can't have Nathan. Emmy, you just take. I don't understand what you want me to do. Not tank. Just that simple. Don't choose my class in this video game that nothing really matters. It doesn't matter. But I don't care. Do not tank. What the fuck does that mean? You already played Warrior when I told you we're going to get compared. Don't pull? I'm going to pull aggro because I'm a Warrior. No, you're not. Another Warrior can tank. Bro, we're talking about some damn video games. We're talking about video games. It is not this serious, gang. It is not this serious.
That's fine, I guess. And again, this was all happening while I was live. You can literally go find the stream and see me trying to deal with this while I'm live in the middle of a dungeon, trying to just play the fucking game.
Bro, this is crazy. That's 6.
Oh fuck, I think I...
Wow. Wow.
Tank Emmy, do it. Let me handle all the hate, the criticism, the you're worse than Emmys. The Emmy is so much better. The people saying you're better in every chat. The comparisons is nobody will ever be on my side.
I'm not gonna lie. Chad be fucking a lot of shit up. People are extremely negative. Bro, Chad's be mad negative. You can't just be chill anymore, bro. People compare you to everyone now. And if this person is better, that person is better. LLL, bro, that is literally, that gets to people. You know what I'm saying? This is getting to Mizkif, you know? And he's probably hearing this shit all the time, but then again, he deserves it because he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit.
Let me deal with it. You have fun. I asked you not to become a tank. You didn't listen. And now it's the classic, what was I supposed to do? I'm not dealing with this. And like I said, you can go find the stream. But for context, I was playing Warrior in World of Warcraft in like a level 24 dungeon. It was like Silverpine. Like, it was just like, it wasn't even like, it was like dog shit gameplay, I'm gonna be honest. Like, so, yeah.
Literally, not that serious. This is not serious. This is not serious. Oh shit, is that a credit score?
Yeah, you can read that later, I suppose, if
Full screen.
Yeah, like I said before, shit, hold on. I was constantly trying so hard to compromise with him because I wanted to be cool and I wanted us to be able to coexist in the same streaming sphere. But I felt like I could never win, and he hated my whole existence. Like, ever since that one stream where I had like a little bit more viewers than him.
It's probably a lot.
And he would say that it was my fault that his stream was dying because most of his viewers liked me, and whenever he hit on another girl, they would be confused or not take it seriously because they knew that me and him were together privately. And he said if he would be able to hit on other girls and convince them that it was real, he would get his career back. That was like...
So he wanted to use other women to get clout, is what I'm hearing. So he can't do it on his own. Damn.
Started within the last couple of weeks that we spoke to each other.
He's a manipulator, yeah.
He started saying terrible things to me about other streamers in Austin. In particular, one specific streamer who I know there's a lot of people that know he has beef with certain streamers. It was not one of those streamers. It was someone who to this day has been nothing but nice to him. He would say horrible things about this person, like about them in their stream, and
'cause he's jealous.
It was very hard to listen to. And just in general, he would say horrible things about other streamers in Austin, like, I quote, "I hate everyone here. You are all useless to me. You're worthless to me because it does nothing for my stream anymore to collab with any of you." And him saying that was...
Bro, these streamers, bro, they may act friendly, ha ha ha, tee hee hee. Bro, they just want to use you for views. They just want to use you for views. I mean, I understand that's like life. People will only, for the most part, like 95% of people look at it, what can you do for me? Before I even do anything for you, I need to be able to take, and then I might get 5%. You know what I'm saying? But I'm starting to really understand that this content creation, bro, everyone is fake. Streamers, they're fake. It's everything's an optical illusion, you know?
Final straw for me, the day that he said that to me about other people was the first day that I ever, for the first time, started to ignore his calls and messages. And because of that, he even threatened to come to my house if I didn't answer. But I did end up calling him back, and I spoke to him, and I basically told him that I felt like I could finally see things for what they were. And he started panicking, and he was super apologetic, and he was saying he didn't want to lose me, which wasn't the first time that he like
used that line,
did something like that, and was like, you know, basically begging me not to leave. But that was definitely the most extreme time. His career, like I said, I always...
His career literally flashed before his eyes, and he was like, oh shit, I done fucked up.
Just had the hope that things would be cordial, or that, you know, we could be fine with each other, so I agreed, and we agreed we were going to talk about all of that. We talked about it about a week later, and instead of apologizing for anything, he basically told me that he realized he needed to go to Japan and LA to get his viewership back up, and he was basically too young to focus on friendships in relationships. And it was I mean, despite everything, like I said, I still cared about him. So it was still hard. And I mean, it was like a mix of feelings, you know, like I was devastated, but I was also so relieved.
She was probably super sad, but deep down, she was probably like, whoo, this man is finally away from me.
But because of the past incidents during like other fights and times I would try to separate myself from him, past incidents during those times of him manipulating me into staying close with him and giving him more chances, sexually assaulting me, the abuse, and just him generally not being a very nice person. After that, I decided that the only solution and way for me to move forward, I made the hard decision, but I know now for sure the right one, was to finally completely cut contact with him.
Block him on everything.
I knew it'd be very hard because our careers and our communities were so intertwined, but I knew that I had to do it and that there was no other choice. So I have not spoken to him since January of this year.
Wrong one. I think that most women, that's very hard for them because they're very emotional creatures. They're very emotional creatures. A lot of times they don't think with logic. They think with just straight emotions. So for them to push those emotions aside and get the logical thoughts that this person is not for me, I need to do this. And she was probably contemplating for a long time of doing it. So it was just very hard for her. You know what I'm saying? And she was finally able to do that. So for that, good job, Emmy.
It's been 10 months.
Good job, Emmy.
But you think that's the end? It is unfortunately not.
Damn!
I haven't spoken to him since January of this year. It only took a couple of weeks, but soon the messages started. He has attempted to contact me over 40 times individually this year in individual texts, Discord messages, Instagram DMs, and phone calls. And
Stage 5 stalker, stage 5 clinger. He is weird. Someone needs to see where he's at right now. He needs an Apple ID tracker on him at all times. We need to have a Mizkif tracker to make sure that Emmy is safe at all times.
I'm just gonna show those.
This is weird. This is not weird. You gotta take it here, bro. She does not want you.
And at first,
that's from
at
his
first it
actual
started
account.
simple, be confusing messages or like him expressing he was worried about things. Like first it wasn't anything weird.
Can you please respond? I understand we'll just leave you alone, but I really would appreciate if we can talk. I won't text you anymore. Bro, over 40 times is... I ain't gonna lie. If I was in this situation, which I will never will be, but if I was in this situation, not gonna lie to you, I would try twice. Well, like weeks apart. And then I would be like, you know what? It's done. It's over with. And then I would have to come to terms with that. This man, look, she only put up 3 and she's about to put up like 10. Watch. This is already insane. Have some dignity. Well, he has no dignity. He has no self-respect because he's not respecting. Bro, she's look at her. Bro, she is adorable. She's probably nice as fuck. And you're treating her like this. Walking all over her. A shame. And you're treating her like this. Come on now. Bro, if he's not canceled, if he's not banned, if he's not... What are we doing, YouTube? What are we doing, Twitch? Bro, this is actually insane. This is crazy. This is insane. Bro, it is still going. And he's sending paragraphs Multiple, bro. Every screenshot, there's 6 screenshots, and everyone there's paragraphs, and she's over there tearing up. She's embarrassed that she has to even tell the world this publicly. Now watch. I guarantee you.
This is not someone who loves or cares about you.
This is insane. And I guarantee you, he's like, he's probably messaging her right now. Right now. He's watching this right now. This is insane. Bro, it is still going. This is still going. Bro, when is it gonna stop? Lock him up. Get him out of here. Bro, this is crazy. This is insane. Your clinic, no, like you're actually, like, you need meds. You need medication, Mizkif. This is fucking insane. Bro, did not see how long, bro? It's dictionaries. Every message. This is actually like someone that would actually like try to like harm her. Like, he's gonna try to harm her. Unfortunately, he's gonna try. Do you know how many people are messaging Mizkif right now in his DMs, calling her a piece of shit, this, that, and the other? This was a lot.
And keep in mind,
there's more.
This is only things that he sent to me. I can't document all the things that people told me that he was saying.
He was probably saying that she gave him herpes and shit.
Just kind of a funny side note, I guess. I would like to highlight this message.
Which one?
Because, doesn't really matter, but I ran it through a ChatGPT checker. And, all the highlights,
What? You're telling me that Mizkif doesn't even have a heart to write a genuine apology? He needs ChatGPT for a hypothetical situation, and it's spitting this shit out like, damn, you're a horrible human being, and this, that, and the other. And he was like, no, I don't like that one. That seems too chat body. And then he's going over it and over it and over. Bro, you can't just genuinely from the bottom of your heart. He's probably a psychopath or a sociopath. Whichever the ones that can't feel emotions or only feel like negative emotions. He's probably one of those, because this is actually insane. This is crazy. I didn't even know people use ChatGPT like this. This is crazy. ChatGPT to get your chick back? This is crazy.
Like I said, doesn't really matter. I just thought
you know how mad she was. She was like, am I a fucking idiot? You think I'm a fucking idiot? You know how mad she was probably after she ran into that tracker?
It's interesting. But,
this is crazy. This is insane.
Yeah. Like I said at first, the messages were just simple things, like him saying he was worried about things, or saying no one was talking to him, which I don't think was even true at the time. I think he was just saying that to try to guilt me into responding to him. I'm not sure about that, of course. This also extended to in-person interactions, because initially I made the mistake of thinking that I only had to cut him off through private communication, and, you know, we would be fine going to the same events and parties and such.
Never the case. Never the case.
I also have to start. Hold on, I'm still fucking sick.
No worries. Bro, and she probably weighs like 115 pounds. She's probably tiny, you know? She's probably tiny. And the fact that he's treating her like this, bro, I mean, weight or anything, it doesn't matter. A woman, but like, bro, it's like, it looks even worse when you're just towering over a small little frail girl and aggressively, like, bro, I can't stand people, man.
I made the mistake of thinking that I only had to cut him off through personal, private communication, but I also had to start avoiding going to the same parties or places I was worried he'd be in person, because this was after he came back from his first trip to Japan. There was a party that I attended several months after I first went into contact with him. I was aware that he would be there, and I thought it'd be fine. I thought it wouldn't be a big deal. I thought
After all those messages, you thought it would be a...
Let him have his space, I'll have my space, you know, it's not a big deal. We're adults, right? During this party, I felt like he was following me around and monitoring me, but I thought that I was just being paranoid.
No, you wasn't.
I was like, it's probably just in your head. I was hanging out with Nick and Catchy and a couple other friends. And at some point, Nick was like, it's too fucking loud down here. Let's go upstairs. No one's upstairs. Let's just go, you know, chill in a room and like talk where it's not so loud. And I was like, okay. So they, as a group, went upstairs first without me, but it took me a bit longer to get up there because someone like stopped me and was talking to me. And I did feel like, I mean, he was like standing pretty close to that person. I felt like he was watching me, but again, I thought I was just being paranoid.
Oh,
but
look at the cat behind her.
I went upstairs. I was hanging out with Nick and Catchy and, you know, our other friends. And then about 30 minutes later, the room that we're in, the door opens. It's Miz. He opens the door, makes eye contact with me, goes, ooh, and then closes the door and leaves. And I was like,
what the fuck?
What the fuck? Again, I was still trying my best to, you know, give the benefit of the doubt. Like, you know, maybe it's just like an awkward situation or something.
Yeah.
But a couple months later, the person that he was hanging out with that night reached out to me privately and was apologizing. And I was like, why? And they're like, I just felt like I had to apologize to you because I felt so bad and so embarrassed of what was going on. Like, yes, he wanted to see what you were doing. He was saying, like, I want to go see what's upstairs, and he was checking every room. And then after he opened the room that you were in with Nick, he closed the door and started laughing, and then he just wanted to talk about, you know, how you guys broke up for the next, like, however many hours of the night.
What so a buzzkill. I was like,
wow, okay, that's good to know, I guess.
There's
the
no
next
way
story that I want to tell involves what happened to me, Valkyrie, and Cinna earlier this year when we were attacked at the Santa Monica Pier. Because that was
weird.
Hold on, let me close all these fucking texts. I don't want to look at them. They're still on my desktop.
She has very nice eyes. They're like big. They look like anime eyes. Yeah, bro, my eyes look small as hell.
Where was I?
Bro, my eyes look bad small compared to hers.
Yeah, so it happened March 3rd of this year. A lot of people were talking about how me, Ray, and Cinna were attacked. Which was not an issue. Like, we had no issue with that. Like, obviously, it's big news. People are going to talk about it. It should be talked about. We had, like...
What do you mean,
no issues with anyone talking about it and covering it, and that included him.
Oh,
I was fine with that. He joined in on that whole thing of people going live to talk about it. And again, I'd like to remind people at this point, we were already a couple months into me being no contact with him, making it clear I didn't want anything to do with him.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. That he, I mean, all of this is weird. Nigga deserves to be in JoJo's Bizarro Adventure because this is all bizarre stories, right? But it is very weird to like comment on it. Like, bro, you're already rich. You already have millions and millions of views, and you probably every time you go live on Twitch or whatever, you probably have a few thousand people watching you every single time. You can skip the situation just because of the past. But I guess for a lot of people, this content shit is serious. This is their life.
And so during this stream, he was covering what happened to me, Ray, and Cinna.
That's weird.
He decided that he was going to tell more of my personal stalker stories that I've never personally talked about or shared publicly myself. And one of these stories was one that, like, no one knew at all, and, like, it just felt so shitty because at the time that those things happened, like, you know, all the people that lived in that area together, we all came together and we all kind of decided, and this was heavily pushed by him, we should never talk about this because, you know, people are going to be weird. It puts Emmy in more danger and, you know, gives people ideas. So we're never going to talk about it. But, you know, of course,
he's the first to
as soon
talk
as
about it.
there's some big drama that he's not involved in and he finds a way to, you know, bring up, oh, I was there for something that happened to Emmy, he does it. He was on a stream talking about these personal stories of mine, and I caught wind of it. And by the way, it was also so frustrating not say anything at this time because the way he told those stories, he kind of framed himself as like the hero.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I held the stalker at gunpoint. No. The only person who ever came into contact face to face with that stalker before the police came was Bonnie. Bonnie is the person who found that guy outside, went inside, told everyone, called the police. The police came. All Miz did was he stood far away from the front door behind glass and metal with a gun. Yeah, I mean, I understand. Still very scary.
Oh, what a weenie. Bro, you live in Texas. You should have went out there with the gun, pointed at him. You know what I'm saying? Pointed at him. Bro, get the fuck out of here. If you could ever come back here, you're getting boomed. For your woman, you know what I'm saying?
Scary, but why are you acting like if
Did
anyone
anything.
deserves credit for that, it's Bonnie. Like, it's literally stolen.
What's crazy is she's the one. I'm assuming Bonnie is a chick. She's the one that called the cops. You didn't even call the cops. You were useless. And you talking about everyone just takes, and everyone's useless. Bro, you were useless in a serious situation.
Valor. I'm so glad I finally get to say that because
What a loser.
she is the one who like kept everyone in those two houses safe, not him.
Wow.
Anyway,
Be a man, bro.
back to the original thing, the Ray and Senna stuff. So, I was obviously panicking. Like, I just had this horrible thing happen to me the night before. It was like huge, like public, millions of people seeing it. And then my crazy ex-boyfriend is going live talking about more of my personal stuff. And I'm like crying, and Senna and Ray are like what's wrong? And I tell them, and I'm like panicking. I'm like, I need to call so-and-so, I need to call so-and-so, I need to call so-and-so. Like these different people that I was like, they can contact him because I did not want to contact him. So Ray, Senna, some of me and Mrs. mutual business partners, and Asmongold were all messaging him to stop. And by the way, Asmongold told me that he tried to call Miz while he was talking, and it rang 3 times and then hung up, which means that he saw it and he just wanted to be able to keep talking because,
Wow.
yeah. Anyway, just a little note.
How are you gonna profit off your ex-girlfriend's pain? That's crazy. Is that not crazy? That's crazy.
I don't know exactly what like the other people said to him, but Ray and Senna told me that they were messaging him being like, bro, like stop, what are you doing?
That's
like
weird.
Why are you doing this? And he was messaging them who were also equally as traumatized as me, of course. They had gone through the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I doing wrong? I'm letting people know what, you know, girls go through. Was that your job? Well, anyway,
He's a loser.
yeah, that
man.
all happened a couple of months into me being no contact with him. And yeah, he was arguing with Ray and Senna while they're trying to be like, bro, like stop, like you're making it worse. He finished
friends.
talking about my stuff and then reacted to Senna and Ray's whole stream where they were crying, addressing their communities, made sure to react to that, and then immediately went offline. So yeah, that was a terrible weekend. I got threatened to be stabbed, and then the next day, my weird
What?
ex was going live trying to self-insert so that he could make sure to farm his own clips. After
She
that
almost
incident,
bro, she has been through a lot. She almost got stabbed. She got threatened. Wow.
his attempts to talk to me only ramped up, which I showed those texts. We went back to Japan, and during that trip, he was texting, calling me, trying to call me quite a lot, begging me to take
How does she not have him blocked? Block him. Block him.
him back.
Block
And
him.
at the same time, I heard that he was reaching out to quite a few other streamers who know both of us. And he was crying to them about how he wanted to get back together and how he thought someday we would reconnect and eventually get married. I don't think he even meant that, but I hope not. But I assume he did that with the hope that they would relay the messages back to me since I wasn't talking to him.
And they did.
And I mean, some of them did. I also had a couple other streamers report to me that he would obsessively watch my stream and not in a like, oh, I wonder what Emmy's doing right now way, or like having my stream open. Like, he would be obsessively and attentively hate watching my stream, like watching my stream and just saying horrible things almost every time that I've been live this year.
What a loser,
And
man.
they'd tell me that he would want to discuss how he believed I still wanted him. Interesting, considering I never replied. And he would ask other guys if they thought I had slept with anyone this year. They'd be like, I don't fucking know, man. And then
What she
they
did?
told me he would say stuff like, no, there's no way she's done that. She's not like that. And she's probably waiting for me. Just really fucking gross stuff like that. And a couple of streamers in LA also told me that he was telling people that me and him still talk all the time, but we simply weren't together anymore because I was too mature and I was not ready. I was too immature.
Wow. But see, that's what people that are very like manipulators. If they can't manipulate you, they're gonna manipulate everyone that knows you. So they have this POV, this negative POV, because they don't want to see you shine. So they're gonna try to alienate you. That's definitely happened to me before.
But yeah, you can see from the messages I showed. I'm not sure if people can go back and read them. He was begging me to take him back for the majority of this year, which was 7 or 8 months total. And like I said, some of those messages were even, I believe, ChatGPT. Not that it really matters. It's just
No, it does matter.
interesting, right? As of today, it's been about 2 months since he has attempted to contact me directly. I think because about 2 months ago was when he started kind of getting scared that I might have been telling people things, which again, I wasn't going on my way to do it, but if anyone ever asked me, I wasn't gonna lie to them.
Yeah.
I mentioned this at the beginning before I started fully telling the story. I heard from my friends, other streamers, and my employees that he had cooked up a plot that if I ever tried to talk about him, about the abuse or anything else, he would try to go live and say that I killed my rabbits. And I was told that he approached several streamers who were around us a lot when we lived together and asked if they would basically back him up, and they refused.
This man thinks he's an evil villain. Evil villain. Bro, you know how this nigga is a monster. He's a monster. Bro, just leave it alone. Bro, she broke up with you. Leave it. Wash your hands. There's your Mizkif. Quote unquote, whatever that means. There's probably a bunch of women sliding in your DMs, gang. Leave it alone. Leave her alone, bro. You are stalking her. Bro, this is very, very, very weird behavior. Now, because she's done with you, just like, you know what? I can't have that. I can't have that. I'm going to tell people, and I'm going to ask other streamers to start a smear campaign. to say that you kill dead rap. What?
Obviously, they're not insane. And even something happened this weekend at TwitchCon. One of my employees told me he went up to them and he threatened them, saying, if Emmy ever tries to talk about me, I will destroy her. Whatever that means.
That's weird.
And within the same night, he also texted.
The next thing he's gonna do, he has to leak the sex tape. What more to truly just ruin her and to ruin her image and this, that, and the other? Bro, that's like the only other thing he can do. He's done everything. He's done everything under the sun. And when I say that, I hope he doesn't do it, because that's gross. That's the revenge porn. That's a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And more importantly, she's already embarrassed doing this. So he's like, how else can I ruin her? But I don't think he would do it.
One of my best friends.
That's fucked up.
And he would have known that I would have been with this girl. He texted her saying, hey, worried about her. Hope she's okay. You know, right after he just said to my employee and other people that he was going to try to destroy my life. Yeah, all in the same night. And, yeah, that was Saturday. So that pretty much leads us to today. I feel like it's clear I've spent the last year of my life cutting him off and building a new life with people that actually care about me.
Good
and
for her.
Doing my best to move on peacefully without causing any drama. I did not want to do this. A lot of other creators actually told me that after his other allegations in 2022, if I wasn't the first person to stand up for him and start appearing on his channel again, they do not think that they would have gone back to helping him with his content.
Oh, he's done. Chat. Not gonna lie, we're gonna wrap it up here. I'm tired of listening to this negative ass shit, bro. Come on, guy. Mizkif, you are. Words can't express how I feel about you. To be honest with you, you are a despicable human being. Not gonna lie. Emiru, I feel weird. I don't even know her, so I don't even know what I'm saying, Emmy. But I hope that your situation gets better and it continues to get better. And after this, you feel good about yourself because you finally were able to get this off of your chest, and not only to yourself in the mirror or something like that, or to your close friends, but to your fans who love you dearly. On that note, peace.